Welcome to Grow Bio channel. In today's video, we're going to study about history of plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is the membrane that is found in all the cell, both plant cell and animal cell. So, they are called as cell membrane. The plasma membrane is a semi-permeable membrane that allows only specific molecules to pass through it, both in and out. This specificity is to maintain the cell stability, and this specificity allows the cell to obtain nutrients from the environment for its growth. For example, uncharged oxygen, carbon dioxide and hydrophobic lipids can pass through lipid bilayer very easily, whereas other molecules such as sodium ions, calcium ions use ion pumps to transport into the cell, and other molecules such as water, sucrose, etc. History in discovery of plasma membrane. There are 8 important years in the history of plasma membrane. In 1871, the first scientist De Vries proposed plant cell protoplasts are permeable to water and are non-permeable to larger molecule. That is, they allow only specific molecule to pass through it. When there is high concentration of solute outside the cell, they don't allow any larger molecule to enter into the cell. Next is 1871. Pfeffer studied osmotic pressure. That is the minimum pressure used by the cell to maintain its stability. And the Pfeffer proposed that protoplasm is covered by a very thin layer, and this thin layer is called as plasma membrane. The plasma membrane is of nearly 8 nanometer. And next year is 1895. Charles Ernest Overton, he gave hypothesis that the thin layer that is composed of lipids and cholesterol. So these are called as lipoids. And in 1917, Lagmore discovered a new apparatus. By using that apparatus, he concluded that the polar head groups are directed towards the water, whereas hydrophobic fatty acyl groups are directed towards the air, respectively. And in 1925, Gorter and Grendel proposed lipid bilayer of the cell membrane. And in the year 1935, J.R. Danieli and H. Davison proposed sandwich model for plasma membrane. In there, the hydrophilic polar group will be pointed towards the aqueous environment, whereas hydrophobic groups will be grouped inside. In this, they propose that the water containing region, that is hydrophilic region, will be responsible for transporting hydrophilic molecules, and the hydrophobic region is responsible for transporting hydrophobic molecules. And in 1959, J.D. Robertson proposed trilamellar concept, that is, there will be 3 layers in the plasma membrane. First layer is protein layer, and next layer is lipid layer, and another layer is protein layer. The outer layer is of nearly 20 angstrom, and third layer will be a unit membrane. The middle layer will be of 35 angstrom. He concluded that by studying in electron microscope. And next is in 1972, S.J. Singer and G.L. Nicholson proposed fluid mosaic model. In the fluid mosaic model, they have more proteins such as integral proteins and peripheral proteins, etc. The cells also contain, the bilayer also contain cholesterol, the sterol compounds, which gives steady to the membrane. Next to them, Hillier and Hoffman proposed micellar theory. According to them, the plasma membrane consists of globular subunit, that is mosaic in structure, and lipid molecule is micelles in structure. The next slide is the pictorial depiction of history of plasma membrane. First, in 1971, Langmuir proposed the polar head and non-polar hydrophobic chain, and in 1925, Gotter and Grendel proposed phospholipid bilayer. It has hydrophilic group, that is glucose phosphate group in the aqueous environment, and hydrophobic fatty acid chain inside. And in 1935, both Danieli and Davison proposed a model which has polar end group outside and lipid end inside. In 1959, J.D. Robertson model, he proposed trilamellar structure. You can see there is 3 layer, the protein layer, and middle is lipid layer, and another protein layer will be present, and between that pore is also present. And in 1972, Singer and Nicholson model, it has every components: cholesterol, integral proteins, structural proteins, peripheral proteins, etc. Hope you understood. If you have any doubts, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give thumbs up, subscribe, and please press bell button below. Thank you.